who has woken up from its slumber, I mean the WHO, and now is taking the first step towards probing the origin of COVID-19. A team of World Health Organization is going to visit China to trace the genesis of COVID-19. The disease, which originated in Wuhan city of China, has killed over 500,000 people in the world, and cases and deaths are increasing by the day. The visit comes more than 6 months after the WHO's country office in China picked up a statement from the Wuhan Municipal Health Commission on cases of a viral pneumonia. It was evident from WHO's tacit support to China initially that the United Nations body was keeping the COVID outbreak under wraps. This cost the WHO or the WHO dearly, as the US pulled out its support very recently. It was after the international uproar that WHO finally sent a team to China. The only question that comes to the fore is whether this would be a fair probe or an eyewash. Well, we already know the answer to that, but let's still try and get more analysis from our panelists on this particular show. And joining me is Dr. Deepak Bohra, former diplomat, former secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Professor Dr. M.C. Mishra, former director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Sumit Peer, political analyst, also joins us on this program, and last but not the least, Manish Pandey, editor of ITV Network. Ambassador Vohra, if you can hear me, sir.
Yes, I can indeed. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be with such wonderful people. Thank you.
Right. Sir, it's in fact the WHO going to China and trying to ascertain as to what was the genesis of the virus is extremely complicated. It's like a murderer being allowed to judge his own case. Like they say in Urdu, Mera qatil hi mera munsib hai. The person who killed me is my judge. Isn't it as intricate as that, or isn't it as simple as that?
Well, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be with you and Balotha and to learn from you. Look, this character, there is this racket called the World Health Organization. And there is this fellow, a former member of the Ethiopian Derg under Haile Mengistu Mariam, which was ousted, one of the most brutal regimes in Africa. And that Mariam fellow was given asylum in Zimbabwe by another fabulous character called Robert Mugabe. And therefore this character, Dr. Tedros, decided to make Mugabe a brand ambassador for the World Health Organization. Look, it's very clear. This character, Dr. Tedros, went off to China, I think it was the end of January, and he was singing hosannas to Xi Jinping, saying, wow, what a great country. They are totally transparent. They're totally open. They're sharing everything with us. The man lied through his teeth. So may I take just a minute more? Nothing is going to come out of this because the outcome is already decided. So you recall in the 90s, there was this genocide against the Tutsis in Rwanda. And at that point, the Canadian three-star general who was commanding the UN forces, and I know this, I've spoken to him, he said on several occasions, he contemplated suicide because he wasn't able to protect 1 million Tutsis from being massacred. This guy, Tedros, who has already killed over 500,000, the least he can do is resign. Go back to his country, earn his $100 a day, or a month, or whatever the Ethiopian salaries are, instead of what he's making in Geneva. So you know that the Chinese government has now been sued 4 or 5 days ago before the International Criminal Court for genocide and crimes against humanity for the Uyghurs. They've gone with British lawyers and very, very compelling evidence because Tajikistan and Cambodia, which deported the Uyghurs to China, had been implemented. This man needs to be punished for crimes against humanity, but he's such a deed that he doesn't even think about resigning. I'm sorry, sir, my language is strong, but I feel equally strong that these 500,000 people who've died, the others who are suffering, they could have been saved had he had an iota of integrity in him, and had he not been serving his master, the Emperor of China, who, by the way, has no clothes. I rest my case.
Sumit, in fact, I was going through a statement which was put out by the WHO, and it not only reeks of sycophancy, it stinks of sycophancy. Let me just read it out for you. It says that after the initial outbreak, that in the face of a previously unknown virus, China has rolled out perhaps the most ambitious, agile, and aggressive disease containment in the history of the world. Well, they only missed out that this effort is going to end up killing 500,000 people.
I think, Vineet, good evening. The first thing is, when I look at this visit, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's a cruel, inhuman, and an absurd joke on humanity, Vineet.
Absolutely.
Because this, I don't know what are they going to Beijing for. They are going to eat a Beijing duck there, chicken rice, or chichachu. Don't ask me what is chichachu. You can Google and find it for yourself. When the 8-member team of WHO was there, along with Dr. Tedros and his deputy, what Ambassador Sir rightly said, they did a press conference and said Beijing has done a fantastic job in containing this coronavirus. They, even as on date, cannot say that is the virus airborne or not. We don't know. We have all kinds of theories. Now, this is insulting the dead. Unfortunately, 550,000 people have died. This is insulting those dead. This is insulting those countries, and this is collectively insulting human intellect. Do you think Communist Party of China is going to open the coffers of knowledge and roll out red carpets for these two people? Two people. Come see what is happening inside Wuhan lab. How did the virus come? The only thing what you can kind of hear from them now is possibly they will give a certificate there is no Chinese hand, or we need there can be a new hypothesis. Look, the virus did not come from Wuhan virus, it came from Jupiter, and the alien craft landed in Wuhan virus. That is how it spread out. Sir, this is circus of absurd. This is mockery of justice. This is mockery of humanity, or at best, this is tomfoolery. Do not push tomfoolery. Do not thrust tomfoolery on the whole world. I can't see anything beyond that, Vineet. And 2-member team, दो लोग क्या कर लेंगे sir वहां जाके? You have 550,000 people dead. This man should hang his head in shame. And he's continuing there. You're sending 2 people. I mean, you know what, Vineet? I'll borrow your sentence. You fool me once. You know what you always say. You fool me once, you fool me twice. I'm the fool. You don't know it best how to say. I can't get that. That's good, Vineet.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Manish, you know, Donald Trump has also categorically said that the WHO was hand in glove in trying to conceal important information which the world had. It would have been able to prevent so many deaths. We could have shut down the country a lot earlier. We could have shut down flights to earlier. The count would have not been so severe. WHO, we all know, receives tons of funding from China. In fact, the medical supplies are routed through the money which is received from China. And I would like to quote Donald Trump for the first time, perhaps verbatim. He said, the WHO is China's puppet.
Not poodle, puppet.
Manish?
Yeah, hi. Is it for me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you.
Whenever I speak of Donald Trump, Manish,
yes, that's what
in your response.
That's what I was about to say, that you always trap me in some factors. Okay. The thing is, to me, it is very straight. And I want to just, is it a damage control out of the global criticism which WHO faced? Or is it a real genuine effort, which I doubt? Or is it just to facing the heat of what you just said, that what Trump is going to do with WHO, because being the biggest funder, it has already spoken its mind out. And you know what? Trump is, whether you call him whatever the Western media calls him, but the thing is, at the moment he's riding high, he's actually giving tough time to Democrats in his anti-China ranks. And in fact, it has become such a bipartisan campaign where it is not about getting re-elected to White House, but who will outdo the other in beating China in verbal spats and all. So that way, Trump has already made his mind clear. And if these two guys are going, I don't think they will be able to do the redressal, the grievance redressal for the millions of people who have been affected, and in fact, 500,000 already have lost their lives and all, their families, they're leaving their relatives and all, and friends. In fact, the world is in grief mode, Vineet. And the thing is, for how this long you have been, and as Ambassador has said in his real flowery, I always admire the Ambassador for his river-like flowing language. And he has already set us straight that what China is up to, what WHO is up to. So even if now after using up सब कुछ लुटा के होश में आए तो क्या किया? Something like this I will say on this program, because now we have to not look to WHO. WHO is actually has not done anything that commendable, or it is such a team of a healthcare expert that they will just make a breakthrough for the world. No, it's just another babudam in Indian terms, and the bureaucrat, heavily loaded bureaucracy, which will take like 6 months to 1 year to even come with this report in what they did, these two men team did in China. So we can't wait for them to actually deliver on what the world is facing. In fact, we should just ignore them, and nothing is going to come out of that, Vinny, because this was, for me, this is just a face-saving exercise and nothing else. So what Trump is doing, and Trump is already putting them on tight leash, is more to just put China in that bracket where one more criticism against China he has posted that he has actually, and we, not only WHO, we just saw last week when we were debating Hong Kong that how UNHRC has also come to the aid of China. So it's like a China chanting going on in the UN body. So we have to fend for ourselves, Vinny. We have to now look for something different. That was like 75 years ago, after the World War. So now we have to see that what the new world demands, and we should look to a new setup. We should address the modern needs of the modern world.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more, Manish. And Dr. Mishra, the WHO used to be considered by not only, in fact, the other nations, but the entire medical community throughout the world as an unelected, unopposed authority on how the world healthcare system is supposed to run. Are you disappointed with the way they have handled the coronavirus? And it is also being said that the WHO lately has become a cesspool of drug dealers who in fact get their opium from China.
Vineet, I think Ambassador Vora has summarized. It is too late, too little. What they just stage managing. These two people, you have to check their bank accounts later on. Something. That's one. Number two, WHO has lost all credibility in recent past, and it is not only corona. Even in Ebola case, there was an epidemic of diarrheal epidemic in cholera in Ethiopia, which this fellow Tedros. And if you put such people in position, this is going to happen to the institutions. If you put, he is not even mediocre. He's a low mid person, and you put somebody in charge at WHO, this is what you have. Besides that, he gave clear chit to the China. We all knew that it's a pandemic much before, 1 month before, when he announced on 11th March that it's a pandemic. So he has been actually faulting not on one account, on many accounts. That is one. The other thing is that he doesn't know anything what to do. And actually he should have resigned gracefully. But he is not doing that. I am surprised. And why he is not being thrown out? That is another question. Then you see WHO all along, whether putting on a mask, they faltered. Whether it's a airborne, they faltered. Whether it's a contact, you get virus, they never did anything. So when you put such people in position where they have no idea, such a qualified person from UK lost to him, and you have this person. China has all the interest in Ethiopia. Another thing which none of the other panelists have brought out, this has been suspected not today, in January, February, that it's a biological warfare.
Correct.
Not COVID, a pandemic in the form we are seeing it. It's a clear biological warfare. This virus has...
Dr. Mishra, sir, I hate to interject, but I want to get your point of view on something which has become very contentious and very controversial these days. There's obviously growing chorus that this particular virus is not something which has evolved on its own. It was made in a lab. It was in fact artificially grown and then spread about. Do you concur with that theory, sir? Because
yes,
according to scientists, something like this to evolve would take about 700 to 800 years if it came from bats.
It is very much. You talk to the virologist. You talk to those who have dealt in the biological warfare. There was a chap in US who said it in February. This is simply manipulated in the lab and rolled out. Otherwise, we have seen so many epidemics. We have seen so many pandemics. The way it has affected 200 countries, and the country where it is originated from is sitting pretty and happy. 83,000 fixed figure of infected people, 4,000 plus dead people.
That's not changed.
What is happening to the world? So they could do it because it's a communist regime. They could kill anyone. They may have 1 crore people. They may not announce that. How many have been lost in Galwan? They will not announce that. So I think you cannot trust China today, and China has lost all faith on as far as trust is concerned. So I think this is something which we all have to be wary about. And recently you heard about another virus that was detected, and actually everybody warned. Please
the Kazakhstan virus.
Don't indulge in research in this kind of viruses, because they are too dangerous. If they leak, whether accidentally or deliberate, they'll create havoc. And we have seen that it is creating havoc. We are not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel yet. Maybe it will take 1 year, it will take 2 years. Nobody knows where it is going, where it is heading, what we do to our lives. Everything is standstill, economic disaster world over. And China is sitting, he is fighting 26 countries in one go, including India. And you see, how can you do this? And still,
well, that is in fact something that justifies their absolute absence of conscience. And Ambassador Vora, China saying that an investigation should be conducted into the origins of this virus. Once the pandemic has settled, it sounds more like a punchline out of a Laurel and Hardy episode. By that time, they would have had enough exposure, enough legroom rather, to figure out, their plan B. And if it is a scene of crime, it has to be investigated at the earliest. This insulation which China has presented the world with perhaps might not even give us a clear answer ever as to how this virus came about.
Mr. Militer, you just heard one of the finest medical specialists in the universe, Dr. Mahesh Mishra, talk about this, and his views are unimpeachable. I mean, one respects him totally, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Mishra. So I just wanted to say here that the speed at which WHO responded was a race between WHO and a snail, and the snail won hand. Now, with these two characters going there, let's assume that they say, all right, it originated in a Wuhan lab. The first thing, the Chinese will reject the finding. And how does that help me? How does that help the over 500,000 people who've died? This should have come out much earlier. They should have issued a warning. But the mayor of Wuhan wanted to have this huge banquet in the middle of January for 40,000 families because the emperor of China didn't have enough people to polish his boots. So the mayor said, I will do it. He's lost his job since. But these funny things keep happening, but playing with human lives is not funny. And finally, may I just say, sir, that China's much wanted wolf warriors have now suddenly donned the sheep's clothing and are pretending to be victims, that the whole world is ganging up against us. But the wolf very much remains inside a sheep's clothing, sir.
Absolutely. And Manish, Xi Jinping has not even responded, to the COVID-19 crisis. He's not come out like most leaders do, like our leader has come out and addressed the world. Imagine if something like this was promulgated and originated in India. Would we not be at the receiving end of the entire world? Would not India have been ostracized, relegated, chided, rebuked at a level which is unprecedented? And when you do something similar to China, they pull out their bazookas.
We were at the receiving end just 15 days before this COVID actually became public, when there were Delhi riots happening in here beneath. We were actually we were battling the Western media, more so because President Trump had just gone from India, and whoever is with Trump is actually an enemy of the Western media. So we had to face that thing. But having said that, Vineet, China will never apologize. China will never own it. In fact, it will get into more defiant more roguish, I will say. In fact, now I'm consistently using this word rogue. And what you were mentioning, Vineet, just before this happened, maybe I'm in the line next to be sued because my article is tomorrow on how this Uyghurs abuses actually reek of the Chinese double standard against the Islamic world. Because once you were getting the help from Pakistan and the Turkey and Saudi Arabia and all, and you are actually discriminating the Turkish minority just because what you say that this is our counter-terrorism measure and this is, but if you go actually, because first of all, you cannot get the actual story. And as doctor said just now, they can cull chickens and they can cull citizens, both, if they have to do it. So, and there is a joke that they can do, if they eat everything on the earth, they can do anything on this earth. If tomorrow there's a race to go to the moon, they will have a human chain up to the moon, whatever way they do it. So we cannot compare on what scale they do. Maybe this is just an exercise which WHO has to do in their file work, and this will not be more than that, Vinny, because Jinping at this moment, what he is facing, has lost that status of a statesman. So it is not required of him, or it is not expected of him that he comes out to just admit to the world that look, whatever is done. Let's fight this pandemic. So he has actually made the world an enemy. And as Ambassador said, and in our earlier panel, I say that China has actually, what it did in the last 20 years, in 2 months, it has gone back by at least 50 years. So this is a big crisis which he's not realizing. He's in the footsteps of, he's already following in the footsteps of his predecessors like Mao and all, who did the 1962 on India. But India actually today became the trigger for the world. In fact, it is the bullet cartridge of 1857, Vinny. You have to realize this fact. It's the final cause. It's not that he has been tinkering in China. Jinping has been tinkering with Vietnam, Indonesia, and even Taiwan and others. But it was India which rallied the world together. And India is the rallying point. So we have to see this, and India must take this with pride, but at the same time, a lot of action is required. I'm only, and the ambassador can confirm me, if Dragon retreats, Dragon is dead, you should not believe. So you should not take the Galwan retreat as a victory beneath. We should keep our diplomacy on at the same time.
It's not a victory as yet, Manish. Obviously, it's not
a victory. It's like 24/7 he has given us a headache, a job to actually keep ourselves well prepared. It's time to build our infrastructure on the border. At the same time, try to drag China into the South China Sea and the Indo-Pacific Ocean. So that will be the biggest.
Right. Absolutely. And Sumit, it's baffling. It's even contradictory to the kind of donations and money that WHO gets. Obviously, India is also a contributor, and I agree with Manish that we in fact have to push or up the ante when it comes to our infrastructure. But it's baffling to see that China is, when it comes to the WHO coffers, the United States is the #1 contributor to the WHO, with almost $800 million being given for a couple of years. Then it's Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which gives about $500 million, and then UK, then Germany and Italy. Almost all the countries who have been seriously ravaged by COVID are the biggest contributors to the WHO, and yet, this institution took a defensive line towards China. Do you think that they were perhaps the Chinese propaganda that we have spoken of? You have spoken of Goebbels on a number of occasions. Do you think it was the Chinese propaganda and their control of the media in that part of the world, which perhaps intimidated the WHO?
I think, Vinny, the point here has been, today, if we talk of left, ultra-left, liberal, left-liberal, whatever we talk about, there is one thing which is very common in China. These all organizations, these all institutions have been infiltrated by CCP. That is as per their design. So one is you pay $1 billion to the WHO. Second is you find somebody and pay him $100 million and he will do your job. That is exactly what has been done in this case. lot of organizations across the world. If you see the US media today, if you see a lot of people, even around in our vicinity, in around media also, they talk a contrary view. Where does this all come from? So you've seen China funding political parties. We know what is happening with the Congress. We see how much China is infiltrated everywhere. We need
Okay.
There's no exception.
All right.
It is
All
not
right.
money
So
has done the job.
Manish,
all right. Yeah, Manish, we have run out of time. In fact,
10 seconds, please.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Okay, you can have 11. Go ahead.
Manish, if WHO is doing it genuinely, then I have a doubt. Then Trump is coming back.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Apologies for the paucity of time, but it was a lovely debate.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.